Welcome to Council Action. I'm Russell Inman, and tonight joining us from Ward 4 is Councilman Jeff Caputa. Jeff, thanks for being here today. We're going to talk through the council meeting. You're going to be able to give your input and your side of the story, if you will, of what happened here tonight. It was a pretty congenial meeting. Everybody got along. No real arguments going on. Those are nice. Keeps the meetings quick and short and to the point, and
correct.
And know that we're moving forward in Florissant.
I think so, Russell, and I think everything's going pretty smooth. The transition of the new council people, and I think it's going good, and I believe the city will be moving forward, and I'm looking forward to serving with the two new council members.
Well, Jeff, the meeting tonight started off with a great proclamation. McClure North won their very first women's ladies track team state championship.
That's correct, and that's tremendous. You got to give these girls a lot of credit. They that's a feat in itself. Winning any kind of state championship, and to do it in track is very hard, and having the first time that McClure North girls team has done that, that's tremendous for the city. And I believe they broke a couple state records and some their school records during the process. So, and there's a lot of competition out there. There's a lot of good track teams throughout the state, and we prevailed, and that's good.
Well, you know, Jeff, one of the things that I liked, the coach mentioned at the very end when he was kind of thanking everybody who was involved. He said, you know what, thanks to the parents for kind of staying out of it, letting him coach, trusting him to do the right things with their girls, to put them in the right places at the right times. There wasn't egos about them. There weren't egos about the parents. And it really allowed that they could continue doing the right things and get this championship. That's
right, Russell. And you have kids like that at that age, you definitely need a good coach. I mean, that's you can have all the talent in the world, but if you don't have a coach to teach these kids how to use their talent, it's a waste. But the coach is a big thing, and they're lucky to have a coach that cares about the kids and that's a dedicated person to them.
And one more state championship from McClure North. I mean, they've had it in basketball, they've had them in football.
Correct.
They've got them in track, now they've got them in the ladies' track.
It's
wonderful.
Great. It's great. It makes the city look good and our athletic programs in the city.
Okay, well, Jeff then went to public hearings tonight. There was one to rezone an R4 zoning district. This was S&H Foods doing business as Culver's. So the anticipated talk, Culver's is coming to Florissant. They're here, and that secret spot that hasn't been a great secret maybe for the last week or two, was officially unveiled tonight.
Officially unveiled, right.
So they're going to be in the Lindbergh and St. Ferdinand. They're
Correct.
taking over part of the old car dealership lot.
Correct, Russell. The old Marty Kinsella Chrysler dealership there. And like I said in the meeting earlier, when my son was traveling playing hockey, we went to a lot of Culver's, up north, and I was always when we came back to St. Louis, we were always thinking, why don't we have a Culver's around here, anywhere? I mean, this was before they were even set up and built in other parts of the metropolitan area. And they were never around, and then they started popping up in St. Charles. I believe there's some down south a little bit, and I was thinking, man, it would be perfect for North County and the Florissant area to get a Culver's, and a few years later, boom, here we are. So it's good, and I believe it'd be a great welcome for the city, and it'd be a great place on the Lindbergh corridor for the business.
You know, Jeff, we're seeing a lot of good development coming in the city of Florissant, and really in St. Louis County, St. Louis City in general. Maybe that construction's starting to return.
Yes, it is, and I am in the construction business. I'm a cement mason by trade, and the work is starting to pick up in the St. Louis area. We were one of the last cities, the metropolitan area, to get hit by the recession, while there was other cities that were down, and now all them other cities are starting to come back, or they are back, and St. Louis was kind of lagging behind a little bit, and now we're starting to get back up there again. I mean, we're not at our pre-recession. I mean, I don't think anything would be as much construction that was going on at that time. There was a lot of it. So hopefully things will be picking back up and we get some people back to work.
We have a second readings next up, and There's an ordinance authorizing $144,000 from the Capital Improvement Fund to,
Yes.
for sidewalk repair.
Yes, it was, a lot of it's, some of it is from the backlog of last year. I mean, the way that the winter was so bad, and sometimes a lot with construction and concrete work, you can still pour inside and when the weather is a little bit cooler, but the extreme weather we had this winter, we couldn't do that, and we have a backlog from last year and plus the new ones that are getting put up and getting set on that program. So that's why we had to allocate that money to get back on track to get caught up with them.
Well, we had one resident actually come up and say, "This is great. This is a great thing that the city's doing. It makes the city look better. Now maybe we should actually budget some more in and get this whole thing knocked out."
Correct, Russell. Correct, Russell. And I think we can work with something in the near future on this. And
An ordinance authorizing $424,500 from the Capital Improvement Fund for vehicle replacement in the Public Works Department. You want to talk about the vehicles that are being replaced a little bit? And
yes, I know Councilman Jones touched on this a little bit, especially the Bobcat and the Skidster, which is a Bobcat, and the backhoe. And I looked at these pieces of equipment. And there is a safety issue. I know for a fact, being in the construction industry and being an OSHA 500 instructor through the construction industry, if we were on a job site and some of them pieces of equipment were out there and the operators were working it, if OSHA showed up, they would shut that job down. That's how bad some of that equipment is. So once you go out and you look at this equipment, and somebody like me, I've been around heavy equipment my whole time in construction. I have worked around it, worked with the operators when we're doing our grading and digging on our jobs. And if you don't have a good piece of equipment, it is dangerous. Mm-hmm. And I think this was a good bill, and I believe we're going to replace the worst ones. I know the administration, Mayor Schneider's leadership, he compromised, and I believe we all came to an agreement, and I think everything worked out pretty good.
Good, good. On that passed tonight. We had an ordinance authorizing a transfer of $60,000 from the ice snow removal. That's really just a budget issue to kind of clean up from winter again.
Yes, this happens every year, basically around this time. I mean, with the extreme weather that we had at the street department, you got to give them credit. They did work their tails off this year with this extreme weather we had. So yes, we had to allocate that money for the ice and snow removal, and something that happens every year we got to deal with.
Got to deal with it. The second reading was really revolving around the same piece. This was $10,000 to go towards additional gasoline expenses.
Correct.
Again,
for the
revolving
fuel.
around the ice and snow removal.
Correct.
Okay, no new board appointments tonight,
yes,
but 2 requests. Both the requests revolved around one company, if you will. The filling station located on Patterson Road. There's a special use permit changing ownership here from, is it Suet Incorporated?
Correct.
To
Sadia LLC.
So changing
yes,
ownership for the filling station, and then also requesting a wine and liquor license.
Correct, Russell. And this gas station and filling station is located on the corner of Patterson and Weehop. And it's just, they're just switching owners. And I talked to the man today, and there was a few concerns of residents in the past about that filling station. You know, the cleanliness and stuff was broken every once in a while. And he assured me that he would take care of all them concerns for the citizens, and hopefully he can, he'll do good there. And I think he's dedicated to it, and he basically guaranteed me within 60 days you wouldn't even know the difference at the gas station. So hopefully he can clean that place up, and I think he'll do fine.
Well, and to help him do that, that went onto a first reading tonight and passed in 3 readings.
Correct. And And I think this would be the best thing. And, you know, why delay it and delay it? He's willing to open that business right away and get off on the right foot. So I think it was a good thing that we have 3 readings.
Good. Oh, we had other first readings tonight. The Culvers came up from the public hearing to the first reading. That had 1 reading tonight. We had 1 reading on an ordinance to repeal several ordinances, we'll put it that way, instead of reading them all out. And they conflicted with pertaining to a wage range and job classification for full-time employees. Do you want to talk about what this means and what we'll hear more about in the coming weeks?
Yes, and what we have, the ordinance numbers, I mean, there's several of them. What it is the current pay structure that we have. We're going to put in place a new pay system, and this is just for this, to repeal the old ordinance and put them into the new ordinance.
Okay. Then there was an ordinance authorizing an appropriation of $90,930 from the General Revenue Fund to various accounts for that new pay plan. That had 1 reading tonight. And an appropriate sum of $5,100 from the park improvement to various accounts for the new pay plan. So all of those kind of summed up together.
Correct.
The last bill for first reading, it also passed in 3 tonight. That was an ordinance amending revenue account number 1-4-34900, and it's a grants and reimbursements. Tell us a little bit about this grants and reimbursements reading.
This grant is for some software that the police will be utilizing. It's for accident reconstruction, and it's a whole new system where the way it works now, every time we have, the system that we have currently, every time we have to update, we have to pay for update and maintenance of it. Okay. Now with this new package of this new software, that will not happen no more. It's all in one lump sum. We don't have to pay for no maintenance. It's free upgrade, so they upgrade.
You want to talk about what's going on in your ward? Or
yeah, I mean, the city as a whole, I believe, is on the move. I mean, we have a lot of nice, exciting things coming up. This Wednesday, our Wednesday night out starts. The concert series will start after 4th of July. And this past weekend, we had the Hispanic Festival and the Corpus Christi presentation. What a beautiful event both of them was. Saturday, we had the opening ceremony for the Hispanic Festival, very successful, a lot of people out there. Too bad the rains came, but they got most of the day in anyway. But then Sunday, they had the Corpus Christi presentation, which was attended by numerous people. The parade route was great. There was people on there. It was a good thing, and it all kind of coincided with the Hispanic Festival and the Corpus Christi. It was just a beautiful event. You know, then after the presentation, the ceremony at the shrine, you know, people filtered over to the Hispanic Festival, and it just worked out good. Good. The timing was great for it. So, and I think it was a very successful event.
Another thing I hear coming this Saturday is a disc golf tournament at
Correct.
Dunnigan Park?
The disc golf tournament at Dunnigan Park. I'm not sure the times, but this is another different event. I mean, disc golf, a lot of people, the Dunnigan Park disc golf course has been very successful. And now with this little tournament we're having, and hopefully we can have more in the future, and I think it'd be good for the city.
If you're not into disc golf, there's a fishing tournament coming up on Saturday too, right?
Right. So there's a lot happening in Florissant, and I'm looking forward to the summer. And I think we're, like I said earlier, Florissant's on the move, and I think it's in the right direction.
Well, Jeff, any ward meetings coming up for you?
I'm probably going to plan on doing one at the end of July, towards the end of July, and so I'll be getting a postcard out to the residents of Ward 4 and get the exact date yet. I haven't found the exact date and location yet, but that's what I plan on doing.
Great.
And I was gonna, a little public safety announcement. Like I said last meeting about the vacant homes in the city, keep your neighbors, if you know there's a vacant home and you see some activities in that vacant home, no matter if it's a truck or a car, you know, you think maybe somebody's working in the home. So if you feel any kind of concern or if you any suspicion, call the police and let them handle it, and maybe we can stop a crime. You know, with the copper thefts going on, that's the only way. And when I was in the military, our best intelligence was people on the ground. So the citizens of the city and their neighbors, that's the best intelligence. So if you have any concerns or suspicious, call the police.
Well said. Well said. Jeff, thanks for your time tonight. Thanks for going through the agenda and addressing the residents of Florissant.
Thank you, Russell. I'm glad to be here.
And thank you for watching. I'm Russell Linden. This has been Council Action. We'll see you next time.
Have a good evening.